Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Beatrice, and welcome to another episode of VoiceS of ASEAN. Today, our guest is Arbie Pagdanganan, the Philippines Country Manager and Vice President of Product Development of Society Pass Incorporated, or SoPa, a data-focused loyalty platform in Southeast Asia. Speaking about her role at SoPa, the Philippines e-commerce landscape, and SoPa's plans to revolutionize the country's consumer ecosystem, here is Arbie Pagdanganan. Hi, Arbie.
Hello, good afternoon.
How are you today?
I'm great. I'm enjoying the new office.
Oh, great. And I'm enjoying your hair. It looks so different. You've got two colors in there. I think Mo is. I used to have three colors, three streaks of color in my hair, and you look gorgeous with two streaks.
Thank you for that. It actually helps me with like my creativity.
Great. Yeah, but now I've gotten with my black hair for so long, I just can't. I'm too afraid to go and color it again because I just don't know how I look like. So yeah, I applaud your courage. So, okay, Arbie, I'm going to plunge into something interesting that I read in your website, in SoPa's website. It says that you have an interesting ecosystem of technology-enabled companies synergistically working together to transform how consumers and merchants interact with one another. So, could you elaborate on this? Because I think that's the crux of what SoPa is all about.
Yeah, so we are building the next generation digital ecosystem and loyalty platform that will change the way users and merchants interact as we are creating value in each transaction and building permanent customer loyalty with our Society Pass loyalty platform. So, in more detail, on the consumer facing side, we aim to integrate all the consumers need in just one ecosystem. This is where the consumers can book or order anything they need through our various interconnected platforms. And in that ecosystem, we acquire companies on their lifestyle, food and beverage, travel, merchant software, and digital media advertising verticals. So I think for the loyalty program to be effective, it has to be interconnected and accessible. Like imagine this. You can earn society points by ordering food or groceries to one of our food and beverage business units, like Pushcart, for example, and then you can use those points to pay for your items or as a discount when you shop at Leclerc.
I see. Something like that. All right. So, they say they have to be interconnected. So how are they actually interconnected? How do you bring them together and interconnect them?
Okay, so what we do, we are focusing on acquiring different e-commerce businesses, and then we call them business units, and these business units will be the one who's going to create those ecosystem. But that's the first part. But eventually, what we wanted to do is also give our users an experience by also tapping into other merchants who can join us. So because what we really wanted that for the users to be rewarded or get something in return when they spend something on their day-to-day activities.
Okay, so which means you're leveraging and having so many merchants together in one platform that when they purchase something that they can actually get a lot more benefits from that one purchase?
Yes.
Benefit to the consumer?
Yes, and also that benefits, and that's something you can get. You can also spend or redeem it to other merchants or initially on in one of our business units.
So what you're doing is you're actually acquiring merchants. So the merchants have their own consumer base. So you're bringing in, you're sort of like converging an ecosystem of all the consumer bases based on the different merchants that you're acquiring.
Correct.
That's how SoPa works. Okay, got it. Now, we understand, as you said earlier, that Society Pass or SoPa is an acquisitions-focused company. So you're building the next generation consumer ecosystem by actually merging a lot of merchants together in one place. Now, may I ask how many companies have you acquired and how do you accelerate? First question, how many companies have you acquired? Second one, how do you accelerate the businesses that you acquire?
Currently, we already have acquired 4 good companies. In the Philippines, our very first acquisition is Pushcart, an online grocery delivery platform that falls under our food and beverage vertical. And in Vietnam, there's Handicart that belongs to the food and beverage vertical as well. Hot Tab, a POS under merchant software, and of course, one of our biggest acquisition yet. And personally, for me, the most exciting is Le Flair, which belongs to the lifestyle vertical. So on top of this,
So
yes.
one is in the Philippines, one is in the Vietnam. Le Fleur is where are they based?
Sorry, it's Le Flair is in Vietnam as well. So
So
there are three in Vietnam.
So you have acquired 3 in Vietnam and 1 in the Philippines.
That's correct. Currently, on top of that, we are also looking into acquiring 2 to 3 more companies in the Philippines and Indonesia under food and beverage and travel verticals. We are expecting to announce them hopefully within the
That's a
second
lot
quarter.
of work in a very. How long has SoPa been in business?
Okay, it was co-founded last 2018. So initially, the very first company that they have acquired is Hot Tab, and then Hot Tab. It's the POS merchant software. Hot Tab.
Okay.
Yes.
And Hot Tab is in Vietnam, right?
That's correct. In
Okay.
Hanoi.
In Hanoi. Okay.
And and what we do, SOPA injects funding to each of these business units to boost their marketing, customer and partner acquisition, and geo expansion so they can drive more revenues. And on top of this, we also support these companies to build a stronger team or talents and strengthen the employee engagement and camaraderie as a foundation for their scalability.
So SOPA is actually having 3 acquisitions in Vietnam, 1 acquisition in Philippines, but where is their headquarters in Southeast Asia?
Singapore.
So they have no acquisitions in Singapore?
Not at the moment, but we are planning to. Not at the moment.
Okay, all right. And SOPA is what's the origins? Is it an American-based company?
It was initially registered in USA. We got IPO'd in NASDAQ last October.
But it's a Singaporean-owned company. The shareholders are majority are Singaporean.
It's in US.
It's in US. Okay, it's a US company with headquarters in Singapore, expanding in Southeast Asia. With 3 acquisitions in Vietnam, 1 acquisition in the Philippines, and more in the Indonesia.
Yeah, actually, we are focusing. Yes, to be announced soon. And actually, we are focusing on the VI. We call it VIP plus T countries. That's Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, and the plus T is Thailand. This is because roughly in Asia, there's 700 million people in population. So at least if we cover that VIP plus T countries, we are actually dominating the population already, which is roughly around 575 million. Yes,
that's right.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah, these are the ones with the biggest populations.
Yes,
that's exactly where we are expanding to too.
Right. That's great.
Yes, we're starting with Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam for the first phase of Voice of ASEAN's expansion too. So now, Arbie, tell me, please elaborate a little further on SOPA's plans for the Philippines market since you are based there.
All right. So as the Philippines consumer faces tremendous challenges with traditional brick and mortar shopping due to the day-to-day hurdles, including traffic and public transport. To be honest, we are a bit behind in this area. We aim to provide viable solutions by adding a boost to the growing e-commerce industry here in the country. So given the immense potential of the Philippine market, we are very excited about the opportunities that our future acquisitions will bring in the upcoming months. In addition, as Philippines is the cornerstone of acquisition strategy in the VIP plus T countries, we expect to acquire a number of market-leading companies in the Philippines over the next few months, like mentioned.
I see. So the one that you currently have, what was the name of it again?
Pushcart.
Pushcart. And Pushcart has how many consumers? I mean, generally, how many consumers come to Pushcart, or what's their viewership like in Pushcart?
Roughly, if as of last month, it's around 200 to 300,000 registered users, and the active users is roughly around 3 to 4K.
So your
And
focus
we
is,
wanted, yeah.
sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
And we actually they're available now in Metro Manila, and what we wanted to do in this in the current second quarter is to expand it to what we call the Metro Manila bubble or the NCR bubble. That's the provinces that is surrounding Metro Manila.
And so, have you always been from the Philippines? You've grown, been raised, went for the universities in Philippines?
In Philippines, yes, but I have experience working at Vietnam. I was based there in 2019. I was actually an ex Leflair employee.
Sorry, an ex?
Ex Leflair employee.
Oh, no wonder you're so excited about the fleur.
Right.
I see. So I'm gonna go to a question about you first before I go to my next question. So you're interesting because you have a background in technology, you have a background in product design, user interaction experience. You have co-founded several tech startups, which I want to hear about now. And today you are the Philippines country manager as well as the vice president of product development in Society Parts. So just tell us a little bit about your journey. What brought you into that? Entire evolution to where you are right now?
Okay. Uh, Actually, my starting point revolves just around. I would not say just, but around art and design. But I what really wanted ever since is to create something that will make a difference not only in the Philippines but also the whole of Asia, Southeast Asia, and the whole of Asia. And then back in 2010 and 2011, everyone here in the Philippines is just exploring tech, and most people and also companies find tech a bit intimidating, costly, extremely costly, and also difficult. And they would think that it's almost not doable. And given that, I still got curious and tried to design for a mobile development company back then. And there, I slowly realized that, hey, my design skills doesn't stop with just make everything pretty. It can also be the key to help technology create solutions for our day-to-day problems. So I transitioned my artsy side to have a creative thinking process. So this creative thinking process is about helping businesses to do discovery and research, understanding people, their consumers, their businesses, on analyzing what they really need. Because sometimes customers would say that, we did this and that. But really, if we would be able to create a proper research, interviews, and testing, um, most likely what they need is just what they want. What they really need is something that we can figure out eventually, and we
Yeah.
can suggest solutions to resolve those. So yeah, so now here we are. I'm proud to say that I'm part of the group that aims to resolve the lack of interconnectivity, as mentioned earlier, in between e-commerce merchants and consumers.
Excellent. Okay, so a little bit about us. Now, Voice of ASEAN is a business networking platform that brings 10 countries in ASEAN in one platform. So we are a unique combination of media, public relations, profiling, and networking. How do you see SoPa, which is more than 1 million registered consumers and over 3,000 registered merchants, collaborating with Voice of ASEAN in this region? Because we are unique in our own way. We connect businesses and governments. We have our own profiling systems. How do you foresee us working together with SoPa in any way?
Well, I believe we are slowly started collaborating, right? And to be honest, I'm very grateful for giving us SOPA a voice and an opportunity to be heard and inspire other businesses. And actually, for these opportunities, I am actually thinking that maybe we can also share some campaigns. Like, for example, there's Women's Day campaign, or something like a project to help fight cancer, for example, in Southeast Asia, and poverty. Some programs like that. It would be great if we would be able to what do you call this jibe our businesses together to create campaigns for those kinds of what do you call this programs. So yeah, we do believe also that this collaboration will also be insightful for other SMEs or small businesses and startups who also aspire to be one of the biggest or greatest companies in Asia.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Me
So
too, me too.
Arbie, it's been a pleasure having you with us. Do we have any questions from the floor? No. So before we leave, is there anything else you'd like to add on to our any viewers who are listening in today?
All right. So, really, maybe just a bit of what do you call this? Not really advice, or maybe an inspiration. So, okay. So, I just wanted to share, especially for the women out there that who wants to explore technology, business, arts, media. So, just what do you call this? Just believe in your guts, because personally, it's 70% accurate. And if in case that you wanted um, to work with us and join our growth, you will just give us an email via RB. That's ARBIE at thesocietypass.com. So yeah, that's that.
Voice of ASEAN, Voice of Us, sorry. Follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and our website to keep up to date with our upcoming shows. Voice of ASEAN thanks you for your time, and we will be uploading a recorded version of this dialogue in our portal for those who missed it. Have a great day, Arbie.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.